You're listening to KSOM Sports.
Welcome back into the John J. Harris Wrestling Tournament here from Southwest Valley High School. I'm Austin West. We're in our final match here of the fifth place matchups. So let's take a look here at those winners of fifth and sixth place real quickly before we get into the finals for play-by-play. So we're going to be sticking here with you the entire time. So for fifth place at 106 will be Braden Thomas of Central Decatur and Hayden Hash of Clarinda. Looking at 113, it'll be Braden Mader of Southwest Valley in fifth place. Judah Gerwell of Winterset in sixth. At 120, fifth place, Kellen Oliver of Riverside. Sixth place, Gabe Johnson of Southwest Iowa. At 126, fifth place, Gavin Sloss of ACGC. Seth Edelman in sixth of Southwest Iowa. 132 pounds, fifth place, Bradley Gebbe of Nottoway Valley. Sixth place, Kason Cochran of Winterset. 138 pounds, fifth place, Kyler Sandholm of Red Oak. Sixth place, Will Knapp of Panorama. At 144 pounds, fifth place, Carmine Shaw of Nottoway Valley. Sixth place, Gavin Day of Winterset. At 150 pounds, Conley Stark of Mount Ayr. Sixth place, Austin Henderson of Wayne. At 157 pounds, Chase Griner of Washington. Sixth place, Jet Rose of Riverside. At 165, fifth place, Mason Allen of Central Decatur. Sixth place, Ian Forsyth of Southwest Valley. At 175 pounds, fifth place, Donovan Hedrington of Atlantic. Sixth place, Dominic Polsley of Clarinda. At 190 pounds, fifth place, Jagger Luther of Creston. And sixth place, Ty Willem of Earlham. 215, Grayson Hartman of Washington picks up a fifth place. Sixth place, Quentin Fuller of Creston. And 285 is going right now. Mason Nally currently leading of Clarinda 5-2 with 1:20 left to go in the third period over Joel Cooper of Panorama. As you've got that match with the scoreboard up as well over on the stream. So you can see that right there as well. So we'll make sure that we get all of that. Then you'll have that for the finals here as well. So, you know, it makes it kind of nice to have both of those for the finals. You get your little scoreboard. You get a nice close-up view. A little bit of everything is, you know, I try to make it a little nicer here for you.
Well, we appreciate it. It's looking a lot better already.
Just trying to make sure we got everything on the screen there for you. And you can see kind of in this match, again, 40 seconds left, 5-2. Make it now 5-3 in our 285 matchup. But again, we'll keep it right here as we go into the finals. I'm not sure how much of a break we're getting between these ones. If we get a longer break, we'll take a quick one, play some sponsorships as well. And so we'll see what they decide to do here. But I think for right now, we'll hold off and see what these matchups are going to be. As no, they're clearing mats right away. So we will absolutely take a quick minute break here on Western Iowa Today TV, powered by Nishanen and KS 95.7, and be right back with your finals matchups.
Are new gadgets in your household searching for better Wi-Fi coverage? Griswold Communications has you covered. No need to maintain a wireless router or Wi-Fi extender yourself when they will do it for a low monthly fee. They set it up, secure it, and maintain your wireless router. And Wi-Fi extenders can boost your signal in those hard-to-reach areas. Call Griswold Communications for more details. 712-778-2121.
Are you ready to conquer your next project? Where's the best place to take your to-do list? Who has been in business for over 100 years? 100 years. Farmers Lumber in Fontanelle, that's who. Their well-trained staff can assist you with all your lumber and repair needs. They'll make sure you have all the supplies and the know-how to use them. Farmers Lumber is located at 211 Washington Street in Fontanelle. Farmers Lumber is a proud sponsor of Nottoway Sports.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
Welcome back in, Austin West. Zach Collins alongside you with Southwest Valley High School for the John J. Harris Wrestling Tournament. We're here for our finals matchups. Starting off 106 pounds, it's Tay Jordan of Atlantic with the green band. He'll be the home side. And Max Milage of Earlham, he'll be red. Again, these guys, two ranked wrestlers at 106. Milage ranked 9th in Class 1A. Tay Jordan ranked 8th in Class 2A. As they're tied up right now, pushes himself away as Milage sits a lot lower to the ground than Jordan likes to put the hand into the mat. as they'll tie up once again, and collar tie for Jordan. Milage matches it. Jordan down to a knee, tries to throw by, does Milage. Both guys down to their knees. They'll tie up again and throws Jordan right to his back as Milage, but Jordan rolls right through. They're tied up once again, underhook and overhook for both, switching him off. Milage looked to try to drop down to a leg, doesn't get it, as Jordan just kind of keeps backing him up. Keeping these underhooks and overhooks in are both these guys as they slowly go lower and lower to the mat. Trying to go around, throw by Jordan. He's got a headlock on him, trying to push him back. Try to keep feet in bounds, won't, so he'll go out. Will stay center, stay neutral, as you saw there on the bottom of your screen if you're watching on Western Iowa Today TV. We'll keep going here. 1:10 left to go here in this first period. A lot of hand fighting between these two guys, and a lot of throws, which you don't see very often for these lighter weights at 106, as Milage trying to power over Jordan here on this outer edge. Again, just kind of overhook, underhooks tied in, dropping down to a single as Milage, but Jordan Spall try to throw, doesn't get it as they'll go out of bounds once again. A lot of these guys, they're putting pressure into each other a lot and just trying to get the weight going and momentum going to do throws. Again, you don't see that often for small guys. Usually they'll try to get weight going, drop down to a leg and kind of drive through, but these guys wrestling like heavyweights trying to toss each other around.
I like it though.
Can't go wrong as, again, collar ties shedded off by both Milage and Jordan. As again, still hand fighting, 30 seconds left to go here in this first period. Still scoreless, 0-0, as they're down to their knees and hand fighting on their knees. Tries for a high crotch, does Jordan wizard off by Milage. Step behind, he's got a single leg, does Jordan trying to break him down to the mat. Milage has got a nice whizzer in those. They're trying to roll over each other. Milage has got Jordan almost quite a headlock, but doesn't have control. Jordan's got Milage down to his back, though still no takedown, as he'll rotate around and they'll go out of bounds. A lot of fighting down there low, but no one was able to get control as they'll go out of bounds. 5 seconds left here in the first period as we're back center, and that'll probably wrap it up. Just a little bit of hand fighting here in this first period, and there we go. And we'll have ourselves a quick little break and we'll flip the coin.
Yeah, we'll kind of see what happens here, but on the other side here, trying to aim for third place. Just 4-3 here for Kylan Parsons of Crescent over Kingston Carrington of Riverside. So definitely a match to watch out for as well here in the third place matchups. But, of course, we're focusing on the finals over here.
Absolutely. Max Milage going to choose down here in this second period. Tate Jordan on top. We're 10 seconds in. Milage up on his feet, but locked in. We're going to get a potentially dangerous on Tate Jordan, so we'll return to center, but Milage still on bottom here as well. 1:48 left to go in the second period. Tate Jordan covers, and we'll get action started. Just trying to roll him down, pressure down, takes a risk. Jordan off on his hip. Milage trying to roll through, but Jordan's got him rolled through on his back. He's getting back points. 1:38 left to go. Milage rolls it through. He's got a hold of that arm of Jordan underneath his head, trying to maybe shimmy his way out. Looks like Jordan might have a cradle in. He'll get 2 back points, so Jordan takes the first points of this match with 1:25 left to go. 2-0, locks up the cradle as Jordan. He's got Milage on his back, squirming. Milage fights out, looking for a reversal. Jordan's stuck underneath him, so it's 4-0, and Milage now gets the reversal. He's up on top. 4-2 our score now. 1:08 left to go in the second period as Milage breaking down Jordan to his belly. And now these guys looking like the lighter weights, looking for those cradles, a little bit more of cross faces here down low, although we do see Sorensen at 285 look for a lot of cradles as well, so that's not always the case. Milage putting a boot in. He's trying to get the second in on Jordan. Looks like he does, just trying to stretch him out flat. Looked like he was aiming for a power half, doesn't get it. Jordan fights it off. 40 seconds left to go in the second period. A 4-2 battle here in the 106 championship about Tate Jordan leading Max Milage in this one. 30 seconds left to go in the second period. Looking to take a crossface over is Milage. Look for a power half, doesn't get it. Rolling Jordan over his wrists. He's got one wrist now, trying to combat it. Jordan's done a great job of fighting off the pressure from Milage on top, just kind of stretching him out, and it's not like he's stalling down there either.
Right.
He's been able to keep moving as he comes to his feet. 5 seconds left, trying to scoot back out, rolls away, and they're out of bounds. Almost made their way over to the third place match, decided to join their mat. 3 seconds left, 4-2 our score here in the second period. Tate Jordan still on bottom. Max Milage will come to cover for 3 seconds. And again, I believe Tate Jordan does get this choice here in the third period. And he does, and he'll choose down. So Tate Jordan looking for an escape, maybe put himself up by 3 here in the third period, as he's looked pretty good so far through the first 2 periods, which has been really good for him. And we're getting started in the third period as well for a third, fourth place matchup. So these matches going right alongside each other so far. 150 left to go. Malaj trying to suck back on Jordan. Jordan trying to rotate out. He's out. He's got that escape. There's one. Drops down to a single, then to a double. Does Malaj a little bit of a roll through. Gator roll, to say the least, as Malaj trying to lift in return. Jordan kind of from the ground, and that'll be a takedown for Malaj. So make it a 5-4 match. A minute 30 left to go. Malaj is going to let Jordan up, let him get the escape, and go for a takedown now to tie this one up. 5-4, a minute 23 left to go in the third period. Malaj, high cross shot. Slow one, so not much of a strong one. That time he gets the high crotch, connects to a leg, rolls through on Jordan. Jordan rolls him out of bounds, will stay neutral. The thing about Jordan, he hasn't been really throwing the whizzer in. He's just been kind of trying to roll and see if he can throw Malaj off that way. I'd like to see him sprawl a little bit more and maybe just kind of pressure down on the head, as it's 6-4 right now in favor of Tate Jordan, as he's returning a shot, reversal shot on Malaj. It'll be 2. He's getting back points now on Malaj as well. Huge for Tate Jordan, as he'll pick up 2 back points, make it 10-4 with 54 seconds left to go. Tate Jordan might have just locked this thing up, but crazier things have happened. A sit back by Malaj as Jordan trying to hold on and suck him back and maybe go out of bounds. Drops down to a single leg, lifting it up. Drops to a low ankle, does Malaj, and he's on his back. Jordan looking for some more back points, maybe even a pin for the bonus, as they'll slide out of bounds with 33 seconds left to go, but it will be 2 bonus points, back points, excuse me, for Tate Jordan. Make it a 12-4 match. Tate Jordan running away with this 106 championship bout here in this third period. 32 seconds left to go, as he'll just pressure Malaj. Malaj tries to roll him over, and Tate Jordan just holding on here for dear life, trying not to get reversed on him. Malaj is looking to do it. He has a spot here to be able to do it. The fulcrum of kind of leverage here is in favor of Malaj, but Jordan's going to roll him through with 13 seconds left. He's got a wing in, just trying to pressure him over for more back points. 7 seconds left to go, still 12-4. It looks like Tate Jordan's going to hold on to this one, ride him out for the win. So Tate Jordan of Atlantic takes on Max Malaj of Earlham and will claim the 106-pound championship here at John J. Harris.
What a start. Really a heck of a start here to the finals matches here at 106, and a nice job there by Jordan for Atlantic, especially to just kind of pull in all the way. A ranked wrestler. We had a ranked competition between 2 of the state's best wrestlers here, and definitely showed right there in that match.
And a last-second upset here at 3rd and 4th place at 106. Kylan Parsons was down by 1 of Creston. Gets a reversal on Kingston Kerrigan of Riverside for the 8-7 victory as time expires.
That's huge. Those guys were tight the entire time. You were kind of focused on the one side. I was focused on the 3rd place match there for a second. Just tied up all the way, continued all the way down the line, and got a little bit of an upset there.
Looking at 113 pounds, our championship bout. It's Davis Brahman of Riverside, Dallas Knorr of Earlham. Knorr takes a shot here. We've had back-to-back Earlham wrestlers now in this championship bout. 127 left to go here for Brahman and Knorr. As again, looks like he's got 2 underhooks. Does Brahman of Riverside just kind of pressuring down on Knorr, and Knorr's just really kind of holding on. I think maybe hoping for a stalemate. He's just holding on to those elbows really, really tight down there. Minute 10 left to go here in this first period. As again, not much movement, and I think he just, there it is. There's the stalemate. I think that's what he was looking for.
Right.
He had the double underhooks, just held onto those elbows as tight as he could, so Brahman couldn't go anywhere. 103 left to go here in this first period. Scoreless at 113 pounds between Brahman of Riverside and Knorr of Earlham, as they'll just kind of dance around each other here in the center circle. Haven't really left that center circle, which as an official you have to love to see. They're not trying to look for the out of bounds. As double leg tried by Knorr, and he'll roll through on Brahman. He's got it locked up. He could have himself a pin right here, and he will with 38 seconds left. Dallas Knorr upsets the ranked number 6 wrestler in Class 1A from Riverside at 113 pounds with a pin with still 38 seconds left in the first period. A huge win for the Earlham wrestler.
Wow. That is all you could pretty much say about after watching that. It just continue down the line, push down. You saw a pin coming. I saw a pin coming, and boom, we saw a pin right down the line. And Brahman, a very, very good wrestler. We've seen him before previously, twice already this season. So to see him go down like that, that's tough for Riverside.
Yeah, and it was a bad double leg by Ganora, well defended by Brahman. He was just able to turn it back around on him and somehow come out with that pin. Again, a crazy one there in 113. At 120, it's Tegan Slaybaugh of ACGC versus Eli Becerra of Missouri Valley. Both these guys ranked. It's 4 and 5 in Class 1A. Slaybaugh's got the 4, Becerra's got the 5. So this one could make some things change in Class 1A at 120 pounds. As underhook, low shot, reshot to be exact by Slaybaugh. He's got a single leg trying to drop down to a double before Becerra tries to walk out of bounds. As looking for hip control is Slaybaugh. They'll give him the takedown here on the edge of the mat. As he's trying to lock him up again, drops back down to a single. It is 2-0 now, as he'll push Becerra out of bounds. But it is Slaybaugh on top, 2-0, 1:14 left to go in the first period. As he'll come back on top. As again, just trying to spin back around is Becerra. He's got his butt down back to the mat. Not a good place to be. He's got to get out of there because Slaybaugh's just going to keep climbing up the back and try to put him down. But Becerra got a hold of that leg. Looking for a crossface is Slaybaugh because he's got a figure 4 back there. It looks like on the back leg of Becerra. Give him the crossface and push it over. He might have himself a locked up back points, but unable to get it. Becerra realizes the position he's in, tries to bail. But Slaybaugh's still pushing it. He's got that shoulder down to the mat, looking for back points, pulling the figure 4. There's the waving of the referee to give him back points. 37 seconds left to go. He's counting it out. But he's not getting any movement from Becerra to even get that second shoulder even closer to that mat. 26 seconds left to go. ACGC coaching staff yelling from the corner for Slaybaugh on what to do here. That shoulder getting a little closer, but the crossface is peeled off by Becerra. 15 seconds left to go. Give him the 3 back points. 5-0 in favor of Tegan Slaybaugh of ACGC. Tries to run it again with 9 seconds left. It'll be a reversal by Becerra. He's on top. Give him the 2. 5-2 our score now as time will expire here in the first period.
Wow.
And it's just really the weight of Slaybaugh started to shift forward and got too high up on Becerra and slid off the top, and Becerra was able to roll out of it. Waited a fight by Becerra there in that one.
It's almost like he was going to try to stay low, but realized he didn't have much time left. Try to go for the pin, try to go for the shoulders, keep him down, but in that case, couldn't right there.
As we'll start the second period, it's Slaybaugh starting on top, Becerra on bottom. On a single leg is Slaybaugh. There's the trip down to the mat. He had an arm, so kind of face plants down there is Becerra. 1 minute, 50 seconds left to go in the second period. We're just 10 seconds in. 5-2 our score in favor of Slaybaugh. As Slaybaugh trying to run something here. Can't quite see his, again, their backs are to us, so I don't see if he has a wrist. He's trying to maybe get that figure 4 again, attacking some wrists. There's the figure 4 he's looking for. He's got an ankle, loses it. Becerra going. Now he's looking for an arm bar. No, tight waist sucks him back. He's got a wrist there as Becerra will stand up. Slaybaugh has still that wrist and tight waist as they're standing, trying to trip him back, and he will suck back once again, and they'll go out of bounds, so no escape for Becerra. A lot of fighting there on the feet as Becerra trying to stand up. 1:09 our time left here in the second period. As it'll be 5-2 and Becerra still on bottom here at 120. Get going once again. Again, just over a minute left to go in the second period. Trying for a forward trip to Slaybaugh. Gets it, try to switch on Becerra. He's got an opportunity if he can get back around, but Slaybaugh had a hold of that far ankle for Becerra, so he turns him back to his stomach, pins the ankle back on his back, and just not giving him a place for his feet to go and kind of plant himself and build a base for Becerra. So really, Slaybaugh just kind of got to control this and control those legs and be able to go somewhere as the legs will come out for Becerra. 37 seconds left to go. 5-2 our score here in the second period. 30 seconds left now. Slaybaugh just really kind of controlling on top here. We haven't seen him make a move to get back points like we saw early in the first period, excuse me, as he's got Becerra down to his stomach, but lets him come back up to a base now, just trying to break that base on that arm. Tries to get a tight waist, but Becerra got a hold of that wrist, peeling it off. Stand up, looking for a double leg trip, has a single and wrapped around the waist. Going for the trip again as Slaybaugh lifts the leg, roll through, and he's got Becerra going to his back. He's got back points. His time will expire. They'll give him 2, make it 7-2 as we head to the third period. And it'll be Slaybaugh's choice. He'll choose neutral. A surprising choice here. Want maybe try to get those bonus points for a major decision. As a take that he needs 3 for the major decision right now. That shot by Becerra, sprawled on by Slaybaugh, gets well away from it. Shot by Slaybaugh, defended well by Becerra. He'll rotate around, underhooks in for both these guys. Meanwhile, got elbow ties on the other arm. Both got hooks in with their other arms. Fighting off Becerra's shot, go around behind by Slaybaugh as he tries to pull him down and around. And they'll go out of bounds with 1:33 left to go. 7-2, Slaybaugh is leading. Kind of looks like that hip drop tackle that Slaybaugh is trying to pull off here on Becerra, especially when he gets those goes behinds and Becerra tries to stand up. So an interesting attack there for Slaybaugh. As a go behind on a reshot by Becerra, not going to happen, but Slaybaugh going to be able to get his around. He'll get another takedown. 9-2 our score now here in the third period. 1:16 left to go. As they're sitting right here on the edge of the mat, the far side, 1:10. Again, the third period, looking for back points, needs at least 1 more point to get the bonus point victory with a major decision, as it is 8 points, sitting at 7 right now, 9-2. 56 seconds left to go here in the third period. Slaybaugh just trying to work something, maybe to get some more points on Becerra. Becerra just trying to stay alive and try to find some sort of movement as they're right on the edge of the mat and they'll go out of bounds. So 44 seconds left. We're back to center. Becerra on bottom, Slaybaugh on top, showing that there's a little bit bigger of a gap between 4 and 5 than Becerra maybe thought.
Right. Kind of a bit of a bigger gap than we also anticipated, especially watching these two leading up to the final match. I mean, very good wrestlers there respectively, so we'll see kind of how things play out towards the end.
As Becerra will get an escape, tried to toss back on Slaybaugh, but Slaybaugh lets it go as they'll be neutral again. 9-3 takedown would be the bonus point victory that Slaybaugh maybe wants here for ACGC. 15 seconds left to go in the third. There's the shot, double leg. Just got to take him down. They're on the edge of the mat. Give it to him. That'll be a takedown for Slaybaugh with 7 seconds left to go. They'll go out of bounds with 5 seconds. 11-3. If no points are scored here, it'll be a major decision victory for Tegan Slaybaugh of ACGC. Again, the 4th ranked wrestler at 120 pounds in Class 1A. Eli Becerra, 5th ranked wrestler in Class 1A at 120. It'll be a dominant win at that as time will expire as Becerra was trying to go around behind. And it'll be the major decision for Tegan Slaybaugh over Eli Becerra at 120 pounds.
Man, what a match. I mean, Slaybaugh just dominated pretty much the entire time. I mean, we saw there a little bit in the first period. It could have been close, but overall didn't go in that favor as the third place match over here still continuing. It's a 3-2 lead here for Luke Schroeder of Missouri Valley over Caden Greiner of Washington.
That one at 126 pounds as well. Our 126-pound matchup right now, it's Aiden Smith of Atlantic, Peyton Harger of Earlham. Another Atlantic Earlham matchup. It's the third time Earlham's been in a final matchup as single leg trip down by Smith. Harger will step back up. It'll be a takedown right on the edge of the mat for Smith as he just kind of pressures him out of bounds. As Smith going to give Harger the neutral position, gives him the escape. Peyton Harger of Earlham is ranked 5th in the state in Class 1A, and Aiden Smith gave him a free point.
Wow.
Not sure why going that way, but about to impose his will. He's got a single leg cranked up, trying to whizzer is Harger. Smith put back, kind of knocks him back. He's got the takedown again, 2 for Smith of Atlantic, 4-1, 1:17 left to go here in the first period. He's got to hold that leg. He's getting back points. His bridging on his head is harder, but he's on those shoulders. He's just got to climb the back for Smith. Now he's taking the arm back over the back, give him the 3 back points, make it 7-1. Aiden Smith, the second-ranked guy at 126 over Peyton Harger, who is number 5 in Class 1A. So 2A, 1A, a little bit of a difference. So Aiden Smith showing the 2A moves as it'll be a takedown. Fireman's carry down to the mat. And Smith, he's got a locked up headlock, pushing that back Harger to his back, looking for the pin. It's 9-2, 45 seconds, plenty of time to put pressure back into him and get this pin for Atlantic, and he will at 126 pounds. Give the number 2 ranked wrestler in the state at Class 2A the win at 126.
Nice move there by Aiden Smith. Just kind of pulled around for a little bit, and when you pull around like that, it's just easy to keep somebody down. You can't even pull out, can't even move. Shoulders can't move. You're just sitting there like a sitting duck.
Just got to keep tightening up, keep the pressure on the chest, as well as we move to 132 pounds in our championship bouts as well, as 126 third place still going on our other mat. Right now at 132, it's Aaron Boone of Washington, Lincoln Keeler of Creston. As we already have blood time, maybe, or poked eye, it seems to be actually, with 7 seconds into this match.
Mind you, Washington's Aaron Boone is 30-1 this season, so Keeler is 17-8 here for Creston.
Boone is well ranked 5th in Class 2A at 132 pounds. Meanwhile, Lincoln Keeler is unranked. So it could be a huge one here for the unranked wrestler in Class 2A, as it is a 2A matchup between these two schools.
Right.
A minute 30 left to go as Boone pressuring Keeler towards the edge of the mat. They've got both underhooks, drops to a single leg as Boone. Got the double, rotates back inbound. Smart play by Boone. Wraps up at the waist for the takedown. 2-0, minute 15 left to go as he's just climbing up the back, getting her wrist, trying to pressure in, lift the leg, and he's trying to jump over. It's actually Keeler who's lifting his leg to prevent Boone from being able to jump over and suck him over to his back that way as well. So a smart play by Lincoln Keeler, as trying to run an arm bar was Boone not being able to get it. Keeler doing a nice job of defending as he'll come up to his feet with 50 seconds left to go. They'll shimmy their way out of bounds. Will stay Keeler on bottom, Boone on top. 2-0 our score here in the first period, 49 seconds left to go.
We'll kind of see if he can maybe get some back points here, see kind of what can happen down the line.
As Boone immediately putting Keeler to his back. Might have picked up a couple there. He's got 2 down. As soon as he changes the move, then he'll get those awarded to him, and there it will. So 4-0 with 33 seconds left to go here in the first period. Aaron Boone leading from Washington. We'll take a quick 10-second timeout here on KS 95.7 for our legal ID and be right back. We are back as the first period wraps up here for our 132-pound matchup. Right now, it's Aaron Boone of Washington leading 6-0 over Lincoln Keeler of Crescent. Again, Aaron Boone ranked 5th in Class 2A, and Lincoln Keeler unranked in 2A. As single leg pick by Keeler, a nice one, tries to pick it up, but it's just pressure back in by Boone as he looks to lock up a cradle, lets it go though. He'll get the takedown. 8-0 now our score has locked a major decision if no more points are scored, and this one continues the way it is as Aaron Boone just looking, kind of coming up around the collar for the tie, pushing an arm out, just trying to look for something. He's got a tight waist as Keeler trying to stand up. He will, sneaks in, grabs a cradle off the single leg on Keeler. He'll let it go as he's unable to lock it up as they're moving towards the edge of the mat here closest to us. A minute 15 left to go. Still 8-0 our score in the second period. As we're getting a close one here as a final escape in a third place match as a roll through by Keeler will be held up long enough by Boone for the pin. So Aaron Boone, the 5th-ranked wrestler and 132 pounds in Class 2A, picks up a win by fall at 132 pounds. Again, a big finish over here in the 3rd place match, Zach.
Right, Caden Griner was able to just win pretty much last second. It was tied up all the way to the end, 7-7. With just about 2 seconds left, gets a back point and able to take the win there. So congratulations to him and Washington for taking that win over a very good Missouri Valley team.
Yeah, about ran into the official as well, so they were trying to back up as time was expiring. A very, very last second one. At 138 pounds, it's Dylan Stein of Lennox versus Brant Freeberg of Tri-Center Neola. Dylan Stein ranked 6th in Class 1A at 138 pounds. As he's already got himself a takedown, leads 2-0 as he breaks down Freeberg. So Stein riding on top, trying to run that arm around, just moving really quickly around on top as he pressures back Freeberg into the mat. 1:33 here in the first period. Again, 2-0 our score in favor of Stein after the takedown. So again, just a lot of pressure here on top, not much movement now, as trying to build a base is Freeberg, but then Stein just pressures him right back down immediately, down to his stomach, as he's trying to find something to run here. But again, Freeberg's not really giving him many options, defending it well, but he just, again, hasn't been able to come to a base without Stein breaking it down immediately. 1 minute left to go in the first period. Is trying to suck back. He's got a leg and a crossface. Is just trying to push it over. He'll take 2 back points, though, make it a 4-0 score in favor of Stein of Lennox. 45 seconds left to go in the first period. He's trying to run a back wrist here. Just trying to pressure over as he's sucking it back across with him. Freeberg will pull it out, though, so he's good to go. Crossface by Stein. Again, he's looking at those legs, trying to scoop one up and run it over with that crossface. He'll let the crossface go, though. 24 seconds left to go. Just keeps pressuring Freeberg down into the mat as they're getting closer and closer to that far edge. 15 seconds left to go in the first period. Trying to run something over, maybe get some back points, but Freeberg got a lock on the leg of Stein. He'll break out of it, trying to suck him back in bounds. Maybe get some back points as time's about to expire with 3 seconds. As the first period will expire, a 4-0 lead for Dylan Stein of Lennox over Brant Freeberg of Tri-Center Neola.
And on the opposite end over here so far, Jaden Hart is just trying to come back. He's got a 2-0 deficit to Josh Whining in the 3rd place match.
As we get started again here in the championship bout at 138. It was deferred by Freeberg. It was Stein's choice. They went neutral. As just trying to slip out of a headlock to Stein, and he'll go around behind for the takedown. 6-0 our score. Roll through, holds him there. He's looking for back points. Just got to lift those legs and suck back, but he won't for a pin. But that's a full count of back points. Give him 3. 9-0 the score in favor of Dylan Stein of Lennox over Freeberg of Tri-Center Neola at 9-0. 1:25 left to go here in the second period. As Dylan Stein's just been trying to find something that works, maybe to pick up a pin or at least back points. But Freeberg's been really good at fighting here on bottom. I'm sure he hasn't been able to build a base, but he really hasn't allowed many back points to Stein when he's down there. He'll get his first stalling call here, though, from our official. As again, when you're spending that much time flat on your belly, it's hard to do anything.
Right.
So trying to avoid that stalling is really hard, especially when you're going against a guy like Dylan Stein, who's just had a lot of pressure on you the entire time. Stein tries for an arm bar. Freeberg tries to spin out, and we're right back to belly. Stein's going to let him up, pushes him away. We got 1 point, first points for Freeberg. Snap down, looking for a go behind is Stein. He's holding him there, trying to wrap around that leg, but Freeberg's holding on to that arm, not letting him go by. 30 seconds left to go here in the second period. 9-1 our score. Tried a shot by Freeberg. Stein sprawls well, tries for a single leg, but backs up. As Freeberg there on the edge of the mat. 20 seconds. Tries for a throw by, no good by Stein. They'll come back to center here with time still ticking away. Another throw by attempt by Stein. Sweep single by Freeberg. It's a nice one. Just got to lift it. He's got 7 seconds if he's trying for a takedown. He'll let go of the leg. It'll just be an underwood throw for Stein. Roll him through. Nobody's got possession. as time expired before Stein was able to put the pressure into him and get that takedown. So it stays 9-1 as we head to the third period. Looks like that maybe they were looking for blood time, but nothing there. So again, 9-1 our score in the third period here between Dylan Stein of Lennox, Brant Freeberg of Tri-Center Neola. Pressure on the head by Stein. He's going around behind. He'll have no takedown yet. Now he'll get it. Now he's got a leg locked as well as the head. He might be looking for a cradle here. As again, just pressure back from the neck of Freeberg, just trying to fight off that grip, make sure he can't lock his hands. But again, it's really hard as Stein has that leg lock as well. Freeberg trying to hold on to the right leg of Stein, not let him kind of back that leg up and get pressure on him. Pressure on the head, holding it down into the mat is Stein, so unable to even lift his head. Is locking around the head with his leg is Stein trying to walk, looking like maybe going for a banana split here. As unable to get it, as again, that grip on the leg by Freeberg is really preventing Stein from doing much, as Stein will go fully back behind. They'll go parallel, just trying to keep pressure on the head with a minute left to go. 11-1 our score here in the third period. It's Dylan Stein of Lennox leading, just trying to find some more back points. He's already got the bonus point victory for a major decision. They'll hit Freeberg with another stall and give it a point to Stein. That's his second stall call. So 12-1 now our score with 40 seconds left to go here in the third period. As again, they're just going to battle here probably parallel for the rest of this match, the final 30 seconds. As again, that's kind of where they've sat for most of this match in its entirety until they've been able to get takedowns or maybe push off each other a little bit. When they've been down on the mat, it's really just been parallel most of the time. As Stein back on top, trying to ride this one out. Another stall call coming against Freeberg. Not that I think there's much he can do down there, so I think some of these stall calls coming very generously against Freeberg, but Stein will pick up another point, make it 13-1 as time gonna expire here in the third period. So a 13-1 victory for Dylan Stein of Lennox. Again, Stein, the 6th ranked wrestler in class 1A at 138 pounds. And now we'll have our matchup from the only weight class with no ranked wrestlers at 144 pounds.
See, I think this is kind of one of the matches that you really want to watch because you want to see kind of what happens down the line, especially when you look at the third place match at 138. Cole Scammon still leading here for Shenandoah over Brandon Briley of Creston. Scammon pretty much just continuing to be on top here, continuing to just really keep up the pace on his end.
So technically, I am wrong, but there is a ranked wrestler at 144 pounds. Well, take that back. There's a ranked wrestler at 150 pounds. It's Austin Evans of Creston, but he's wrestling 144 pounds today.
Okay.
So it's Austin Evans of Creston versus Uriah Fry of Clark. As a lot of weight down on the head of Fry as he tries for a little bit of a fireman's go behind. He's got a cradle locked up. Just Evans of Creston go behind, lets it go. He'll get the first takedown of the match. 2-0 with a minute 35 left to go in the first period. Pressure down, trying to pressure down over the right wrist as he snaps it down. Stand up again by Fry. It's Evans just putting a lot of weight on him. Sit back, suck back, out of bounds. We'll go back to center and restart here. As again, just 2-0 our score. First period, a minute 20 left to go. As Evans gonna let up Fry. That'll give him a point. 2-1 our score now. A minute 21 left to go. We'll stay neutral here as we continue to go. A lot of hand fighting. Collar tie by Fry and Evans. Try to shuck by as Fry drops down to a single. Defended well and sprawled on and pressured right back in by Austin Evans. My goodness, pressuring him back to his back. He's not even looking at Fry. He's basically sitting on his chest trying to lift his back leg and put him on his back, but still no takedown for either side. Again, here's the lift of the ankle. Try to pressure back into the back of Fry, but Fry is holding on to a leg, another ankle of Evans, but Evans able to go around behind. He's got the leg, he's got a crossface, give him the takedown finally here with 40 seconds left to go here in this first period, as a nice scramble down there on bottom by these two wrestlers at 144 pounds. As running the arm across the back is Evans. Tries to get in there underneath it. He's got the wrist, trying to muscle over, looking for any potentially dangerous are the officials. Looking for a crossface and drive over. 17 seconds left to go. 4-1 our score. We've got back points being counted. 10 seconds left to go. Looking for a pin is Austin Evans of Creston. It's getting close with 5 seconds left to go, and there it is. Right at the 5-second mark is the pin for Austin Evans. Again, listed as the 8th ranked wrestler in Class 2A at 150 pounds, is here wrestling 144. So an interesting change up there as we move on to 150 pounds.
And over here in the third place match at 138, they're going to round 3. So we'll kind of see, or excuse me, the third period overall, is we'll kind of see if Brandon Briley can hold his lead. He's up 9-7 over Cole Skaman, so we'll see how that continues down the line. And really, they've just been back and forth. The score has not remained consistent here on this side.
At 150 pounds, our championship matchup, it's Riley Radke of Missouri Valley, Jacob McGargle of Shenandoah. As both these guys, it's number 2 and number 4 at 150 pounds. Radke number 2, McGargle number 4. As first one locked on a leg, it's gonna be McGargle. As he's got a double leg, just gotta pop his head out. They'll go up to underhooks and they'll let each other go right here on the edge of the mat. 1:30 left to go in this first period. Didn't really come circle to center, which is surprising by these two. Just, it's gonna be McGargle holding off and guarding that center of the circle as they'll tie up again. Collar ties for these guys. Shut down and throw by McGargle. He's not gonna go after it though, as he kind of pushes Radke out of bounds. Still not kind of rotating the center, sitting here on the edge of the mat. 1:05 left to go in the first period. Not many shots so far by these guys. Just a lot of head pressure and snap downs on the head. As again, tied up, both collar ties, but McGargle's looking for that wrist of Radke. As they'll slowly circle themselves back into the center, tries for a slide by. It looks like we'll get an eye poke quickly for Radke, so we'll stop this one as he goes down to a knee even. As they'll get injury time for Riley Radke to take a look at him. As I believe it was just maybe an eye poke here. As we'll get blood time over on our third place matchup. So no wrestling happening at all. They just happen to get injury and blood time at the exact same time, which unfortunate, really, but it looks like our third place match wrapping up here. Again, this one is at 138 pounds. It's Cole Skaman and Brandon Briley in this one. Again, they're in the third period with 1 minute left to go as Radke wrapping up his injury timeout. Looks like he's good to go now. Official has a couple words with him. 45 seconds left to go in this first period. No points yet. Hardly any shots either. Just a lot of snap downs and pressures, you know, to just try to get into each other's head and tie up, get the better tie. As their collar tied up once again. Looks like McGargle's going to want to try to pass the elbow. He fakes it, but kind of lets it go. And so they stay tied up. 23 seconds left. Another collar tie by Radke. They really haven't had much action. Another snap down, underhook. Fireman's carry by Radke. He's got his head stuck with McGargle, though. Switches to a single leg. Nothing yet. They're trying to scramble down here on bottom with 10 seconds left. No points yet. They're tied up with each other. Each one's got a leg. 3 seconds left to go. Nobody's going to get any points out of that one. A nice defense by McGargle. This one's going to come down to the wire. I can already feel it as we are zeros through the first period as Radke get to defer and give his choice to McGargle.
Yeah, so here on this third place match, I mean, it's coming down just 10 seconds. Leading here is Skaman, 12-11. See what happens down the line as time continues to go down as they go out of bounds. Just 1 second remains, so not much of, well, I mean, it's going to be tough to see what can happen over there in just a second.
Yeah, it's hard to stand up in just 1 second, you know, just to even tie this one up. As over on our finals match, 1:45 left in the second period, it's Riley Radke on top of Jacob McGargle as we start this one off. As they're just kind of tied up. Figure 4 is locked in by Radke. He's got that opposite arm, looking for an arm bar on McGargle. McGargle also has a shoulder brace on his right shoulder, but it's the left shoulder that Radke is attacking right now, so avoiding that arm with the brace. As he's got, again, the figure 4 is McGargle's just unable to stand up, and Radke's just trying to pressure here, and we'll get the stalemate calls. Again, not much action happening there with 1:13 left to go here in the second period. McGargle stays on bottom, Radke still on top.
I still can't believe that we're scoreless here in this finalist match on the right side.
As you say that, an escape by McCargill as he was lifting Radke up on his back. A minute left to go in the second period. It's just 1-0 though, and likely we'll see Radke on bottom to start the third period, especially if this rides out as 1-0 like we saw it kind of do in the first period where they just tied up, not many shots, a lot more snap downs than anything in this first period. Speaking of snap downs, there's another one. It'll send Radke in on a leg. But again, sprawling hard is McCargill as he'll stand back up to his feet. He's got an elbow in the chin of Radke, so he's got a chance to maybe lose as well, but he'll just suck his arm back out. 28 seconds left to go in the second period. It's still 1-0 in favor of McCargill. As they'll tie up once again, collar ties here. 20 seconds left to go. Looks for a slide by, pulls him by. He's got a single leg, does McCargill, but Radke holding on to his own wrist, not letting him have it, but he's wrapping around the head, looking for a cradle. He's got it, so that's a takedown. Looking for back points, 5 seconds left to go. Radke's gonna slide out of it, but it'll be 3-0 as we head to the third period as time expired. As looking for back points with Shenandoah coaching staff, but no, it was just a 1 count, says the official, no back points. So 3-point lead, 3-0 for Jacob McCargill of Shenandoah over Riley Radke of Missouri Valley. Radke again ranked 2 spots higher than McCargill. Radke on bottom, 1:53, 7 seconds into this period, as we're 2 periods into this match. We've been in this match for a while, as it's been a tough one back and forth. This is the first time, though, we've seen really that McCargill's been able to work on top, as when he's gotten takedowns, it's been time expiring, or it's just been kind of close ones, like as they're scrambling around. So we'll be able to see what he can do here on top. Looked like he was looking for a figure 4 as well, and maybe a little bit of a cradle. As he'll just pressure over Radke over the shoulder. He's got the ball and chain lift and turn with the elbow on Radke, trying to stand up and pressure him back over to his back. 1:10 left to go. Loses control of that wrist, and we'll go back to a base for Riley Radke of Missouri Valley. 1 minute left to go. McCargill leads 3-0 here in this third period. Again, we'll get a stalemate. We'll head to the center as Radke, again, rated higher in Class 1A at 150 pounds. He's number 2 overall. Jacob McCargill is number 4, and number 4 is leading number 2, 3-0. 54 seconds left in the third period in our 150-pound matchup for the championship here at the 69th annual John J. Harris Wrestling Tournament. I'm Austin West, joined by Zach Collins. 40 seconds left to go, and we might just see a stalemate out here for this third period. There's not much movement at all by either one of these guys. Radke doesn't even look like he's trying to make a move to escape, just kind of building a base and staying there. Not sure what maybe he's thinking and what he's trying to do here is just McCargill's trying to run him over that far wrist as he's got control. He's not letting Radke get it back, but again, just might stall this one out as he rolls over him. 10 seconds left as they'll go out of bounds. Again, like I said, clock says 9 now, actually, so we lost a second there at the end. But again, it's just going to be a stalemate ride out here for Jacob McCargill for Shenandoah. Not something we thought we'd see from Radke. Again, he had 30 seconds here. He's been here on bottom. He's been on bottom the entire third period, actually.
Right.
And we really haven't seen much of a move as he tries to roll through here, goes to his belly. That'll end it, a win for McCargill. The upset by number 4 to number 2. 3-0 your score at 150 pounds.
Big win over there and a big match over here on the third place match for 144. Currently Jackson Gordon for Riverside leading Landon Kitley of Panorama 5-0 here in the second period. Just about 50 seconds under left to go.
If you couldn't get enough of Shenandoah and Missouri Valley, we've got another one here for you at 157 pounds. Owen Laughlin, ranked number 4 in Class 1A at 157 pounds, facing off against Ben Hansen of Missouri Valley, who's ranked number 8 at 165 pounds. So we've had 2 ranked wrestlers now drop down a weight class today. And it's kind of on their feet, looking for a trip is Owen Laughlin as he's just kind of pressuring Ben Hansen down into the mat, but Hansen gonna get the potentially dangerous. He's again just locked on that leg and was just trying to stay calm as Laughlin was trying to move around, and it was putting his knee in an awkward position, so they'll call that one with 1:30 left to go. Throw by Owen Laughlin, gave him the takedown. As straight to his belly goes Ben Hansen. 2-0 our score in the first period, 1:20 left to go. As we'll see what our ranked wrestlers can compete with here. As trying to grab some wrist is Owen Laughlin on top. 1:10 left to go. Rotating around, pulling the wrist out, throw it across the back, lock the ankle. He's got the half as well, trying to push it over, but he loses the arm behind the back. That's the big one you need, because you just kick that wrist and start pushing it across, and naturally, your shoulder's gonna start to turn with it. 48 seconds left to go. 2-0 our score in favor of Owen Laughlin of Shenandoah. As again, just putting a lot of pressure. He's going the arm back across the back again of Ben Hansen. 37 seconds left to go. As looking for some wrist here as well on the other side. But again, he's got a nice base, does Hansen. He's trying to stand up, looking for a cradle, but it'll break him down. No cradle, but a breakdown for Laughlin. So we'll stay parallel-ish as we are. 15 seconds left to go in the first period. 2-0 still our lead for Owen Laughlin of Shenandoah. Once again, trying to pry that wrist back out from underneath of Hansen and push it across. He's got it though, 3 seconds. He's not gonna have enough time for a pin, but he won't even get enough time for back points. He's finally able to get the move he's been trying. Maybe, I think that was the 4th time now we've seen it, and he was unable. He finally gets it, but he has no time.
Right. It's like you finally figure out just how to do something, but then time expires, and, well, by that point, you got to try it again.
Now that he knows maybe what's coming, does Hansen, Laughlin will have to change. Laughlin takes bottom, Hansen on top. So we'll see Hansen lock up a cradle on top. His first chance on top here. He loses the grip, drops down to a single as they both stand up with 1:45 to go. As a hard whizzer by Laughlin of Shenandoah, trying to knock back and lean into him is Hansen, but sprawling away is Laughlin, and he'll come around behind. There's the reversal, give him 2. 4-0 our score in the second period. 1:30 left to go. Very close to the out-of-bounds edge on the far side, as it's really just belly button up for Hansen that's still in bounds, as Owen Laughlin just trying to work around everything, not worried about him and his body parts getting out of bounds, because again, half of Owen Hansen, Ben Hansen, excuse me, still in bounds. 1:05 left to go in the second period, as trying to suck him over does Laughlin. He's got him on his back, looking for the back points. Hansen's fighting, but just got to pressure up on the chest, and there's the pin for Owen Laughlin of Shenandoah. The ranked wrestler going against a guy dropping down to his weight class, and he'll get the pin win here at 157 pounds. A lot more pins than expected here in this championship round.
It's almost like throughout the season's consistent thing with more pins than you even expect. It's just some of these top wrestlers coming in right there. And even in our third place match over here, Jackson Gordon, after a blood time, comes out, earns 3 points, gets a big 7-2 lead here. 1:16 left to go.
That's a huge one there. That one, 144 pounds for them, as championship bouts moving a little faster, because we've seen more pins actually in the championship bout rather than third, fourth place. We're moving on to 165 pounds. It's William Bollinger of Creston, Ryan Stiles of Earlham. Don't worry, don't get tired of these schools. You'll be seeing more of them here in these championship matches, as we'll wait for our officials here to get ready, as we'll get underway at 165 pounds. So we're getting into the big guys. Might see some more throws. Haven't seen very many shots really by a lot of the small guys. We saw a lot more slide bys, throws bys, and then having to force to drop to a leg, not like a true shot. It's a sprawl, and then there's a leg for you to just take. Has a lot of tie-ups and just push-aways here at 165 pounds. Bollinger of Crescent and Stiles of Earlham. Again, really not even getting their hands on each other. A shot by Bollinger, defended well by Stiles. Another shot by Bollinger. This one will go through single leg, as that'll be a takedown, 2-0 lead with a minute 24, as it'll be a suck back by Bollinger as they'll go out of bounds. A minute 23 left to go, 2-0 our score here in the first period at 165 pounds. As officials taking a little longer there to get things going. As a minute 20 after it was out of bounds, looking to suck and turn the back of Styles is Bollinger, but Styles fights it off, comes back to belly, breaks the wrist control, tight waist by Bollinger, tries to tilt him once again. He's got the legs popped up in the air. He's got shoulders down, that's back points, but Styles fighting it off, so it'll be just 3 back points for Bollinger. Make it 5-0 here in the first period, 50 seconds to go. Has a lot more pressure. He's got a figure 4, does Bollinger on Styles. Breaks him down to his belly once again, looking for a wrist. He's got one. We just saw this in the last match. Here comes the wrist across the back. The lock on the head, gets around it, trying to pressure him over. No, gonna be fought off well by Styles as he breaks his wrist free. Forces Bollinger to come back on top. Suck back, putting some pressure on his Styles. Thought maybe he could hold Bollinger there as he was trying to tilt him back. You know, you see some of those non-controlled pins that way. So it could have been interesting as they were moving out of bounds. 5 seconds left to go here in this first period. 5-0. As they'll go out of bounds. Thought maybe Styles had gotten the reversal. Not even any back points. Looking for it were the Earlham coaching staff. Not going to get it. 3 seconds left to go in the first period. As this one just going to ride out the last 3 seconds of the first period. An action-packed first period at that at 165 pounds. As we'll move to the second period, and Bollinger will defer. Styles gonna take neutral. Again, we saw some great shots from Bollinger. Styles gonna have to get going here early as he's down 5-0 here in the second period. A lot of footwork between these two guys. Just trying to shed it off, looks for a slide by, but again, no tie-ups. Ankle pick attempt by Styles. Don't see that much from the big guys. 1:42 left to go in the second period. Double leg shot by Bollinger. Thrown off, looking for a throw is Styles, but they'll fall out of bounds. And good thing for Styles as he was dead to rights with a pin on that one. A minute 36 left to go in the second period. We're still neutral. Push off each other. Another ankle pick by Styles. He'll lift the leg, looks to take him down, keeps his feet in bounds, and wraps on the waist for a takedown. But the one smiling is Bollinger.
Right.
5-2 our score, second period. Styles is gonna let Bollinger go. 6-2 as we start once again neutral. A minute 25 left to go in the second period. A 4-point lead, a blast double by Bollinger. Unable to push it up, locks down to a 1. Knockback, tries to get the takedown on the edge of the mat. He'll get it as he'll wrap on the waist and go out of bounds. 8-2 our score now in favor of William Bollinger of Creston. A minute 11 left to go in the second period. Bollinger, though, he's not going to let Styles go and go back neutral, so he'll cover. As we get back underway, looks for a suck back immediately, lifts the leg. He's already getting back points immediately. He's trying to pick up a bonus point win at 2 points would give him a major decision, but no back points, was 2 back and forth. Styles was fighting it off. 50 seconds left in this second period. We've seen kind of the same thing from Bollinger every time. As soon as he starts, looks for that suck back and see if he can tilt him over onto his shoulders. And we've got the arm coming back. We could look for another tilt here as well. He's got the leg lock. He's looking to pull the chicken wing back. Has rotated his other arm in across the way, trying to maybe duck underneath, it looked like. And he'll let that arm go. Didn't have anything. Still has that leg lock. And he's kind of shifted off to the side. Styles trying to pressure him back over to his side and move back over top of him with 12 seconds left in the second period. And now double boots in for Bollinger as he'll strand out Styles down to his belly as time will expire here in the second period. Still an 8-2 lead for Bollinger of Creston over Styles of Earlham.
Those two just going at it the entire time. I mean, a big lead here for Bollinger, especially just in that second period. Just really took advantage of the opportunities he was given and took a big 8-2 lead here leading into the third.
As Bollinger going to choose bottom for this third period. Styles getting his first chance on top. Throws a boot in, is attempting to, as Bollinger actually has a hold of it and fought it off well, but Styles breaks him down to his belly. Looking for a move here. I've seen plenty of wrestlers over the years. They could be losing coming to the third, and the guy winning chooses down, and all of a sudden this guy is a freak athlete on top and is able to pick up a pin, even if not a bunch of bonus points from back points.
Wow.
But that's not going to happen here as Bollinger gets the escape. High crotch attempt by Styles. No good. Sprawled on by Bollinger as they'll move out of bounds with a minute 20 left to go. Almost a throw into the Earlham coaching staff from these two, but held off there on the out of bounds. Thankfully the whistle caught him. They were able to catch themselves and hold off. 9-2 our score with a minute 15 left in the third period. Another high crotch by Styles. Bollinger tied up. He's got 2 overhooks, 2 underhooks in for Styles as pressure as they try to go out of bounds. Again, Styles is taking a lot of this pressure into him by Bollinger, but he's waiting till he's at that out of bounds edge to see if he can throw him. You got to try to take some of that pressure you've got, because even if you go down, you're down 7 right now, 9-2 with a minute left. A throw to a pin, I mean, not going to hurt you. Well, it can't hurt you because you're going to lose, but at this rate, you're likely going to lose at this rate. You haven't been able to get a shot down. You got to try 5-point moves here at this point. 45 seconds left in the third period as they're just tied up on their knees. He's got a headlock. Drops down to a throw by to a leg. Styles kind of in an awkward position as climbing out the back is Bollinger, and on top for the takedown. That'll basically lock it up, as Bollinger has been fantastic on riding time so far here in this match. 20 seconds left to go. 11-2 our score in favor of William Bollinger of Creston. Again, Bollinger ranked 8th in Class 2A at 165 pounds. Ryan Styles is actually ranked 3rd in Class 1A at 165 pounds. So when you're looking at just ranking numbers, this is an upset. But again, this is 2 different classes. And you know, the skill level between different classes can vary and change among the ways.
It could be huge. I mean, you never know what to expect. And right there, just seeing kind of a big difference there with Bollinger against Styles. Able to take a big win there for Creston. And look at that, Austin. 100 wins for Bollinger.
What a great time to get it to a championship match in the granddaddy of them all, the John J. Harris tournament. A huge one there for William Bollinger. Not many wrestlers get to 100 wins, so it's a big deal when you are able to get there, especially if some people can pick up 100 pins. That's even bigger feat for a lot of high school wrestlers. As we move to 175, they're right into it, not giving Bollinger much time to celebrate here on the mat. It'll be Jaden Dickerson of Shenandoah, Owen Hoover of Cam. Has a lot of tie-ups, aggressive tie-ups at that, with a minute 40 left in this first period. As tries for a single leg ankle pick, does Dickerson. A lot of tie-ups, just kind of tapping the top of each other's head, looking for wrists here on their feet. Under a minute 30 left to go. Back center shot, reshot now by Dickerson, back to the top. That's what you like to see, shots and reshots from these 2 wrestlers. They're doing great so far. It looks like an even match as it's a minute 10 left to go in the first, as they'll tie up with each other. A Russian tie here for Dickerson. Hoover, though, he's fighting it off and just backpedaling and trying to break out of that grip. Drops to a single, does Dickerson, trying to lift it up, but locking it is Hoover. Looks for a cradle, a standing cradle. Not often do you look for guys seeing that, as leg lifted up of Hoover by Dickerson. The trip, trying to pull him out of bounds, back inbounds, as Hoover's trying to go out. Drops down over top. That's the takedown for Dickerson. They'll give it to him. A quick call on that takedown, so Dickerson leads 2-0 with 40 seconds left to go. As Dickerson ranked 9th in Class 1A at 175 pounds. We've talked about it, a lot of ranked wrestlers here today. Under 30 left to go. Dickerson still controlling Hoover on top. Just trying to pressure over an arm, rolls him to his back, and they'll roll right out of bounds. No back points, under 20 left to go. First period here at 175 pounds. We're rolling right through these weight classes. Stands right up, does Hoover. Lift and return, not gonna happen, so he'll just push him away, does Dickerson. It's 2-1 our score, under 10 to go. Hoover motioning his way out of bounds, goes around behind on his feet, but he doesn't have control as they'll go out of bounds. A nice defense by Jaden Dickerson with 1 second left. No, they'll call the time as it'll be 2-1. We head to the second period, and Hoover will defer to Dickerson. No, Dickerson will defer to Hoover, excuse me. It was backwards there. As Hoover gonna take down, as he's only down by 1, 2-1, as we head to the second. Dickerson getting pressure on early. And these guys, 2 tall 175-pounders as well. So they're long and lanky 175s, not short and stout 175s that you tend to see. A little less bulk on them compared to some. As just a lot of pressure by Dickerson on top as he's trying to keep Hoover in bounds. Trying to reverse back on him, this Hoover, but not gonna happen. He'll be pressured to his belly here on the edge of the mat. Under 1:30 left in the second period. 2-1 still our score as we'll go out of bounds and we'll head back to center. It's Hoover of Cam still on bottom. Dickerson of Shenandoah on top as he leads 2-1. Trying to lock up on a leg is Dickerson. Just kind of pressuring over the wrists of Hoover, just trying to make some move here, but again, Hoover, not much movement there down on bottom till finally Dickerson lets a little weight off and all of a sudden Hoover's moving again. So again, a lot of weight being pressured on by Jaden at Dickerson. Again, the ranked wrestler in this matchup. 50 seconds left to go in the second period. Again, Hoover chose down, has not been able to find his escape over the course of this minute and a half. As a leg lock by Dickerson, trying to turn back on him is Hoover. Dickerson trying to roll him to his back though. He's got a chance though. Hoover's might have a reversal here. He's got an ankle, going back around for a headlock. Not gonna get that, but he could get out on top. He's looking for a crossface to give him the control. 15 seconds left in the second period. Locked on a leg is Dickerson. Locked around a leg as well as Hoover. He's got to get control for the reversal or at least an escape. But it'll be Dickerson whose strength shows the toughest as he'll break Hoover back down to his belly. No points in the second period as Dickerson will choose down in a 1-point match as he leads 2-1 over Hoover. As Hoover's gonna let him go neutral. He's giving him the stance to get ready to push him away. He'll step back. It'll be 3-1 now in favor of Dickerson of Shenandoah. Minute 50 left to go in this third period. Takedown will tie it for Owen Hoover of Cam. They're tied up, collar tie for Hoover, and he's got the wrist of Dickerson. Sprawls, reshot, nothing. These guys using their heads for a lot more control. Goes underrated when you keep that head in there and temple to temple. It can help a lot with your defense more than many people would think. A minute 20 left to go in this third period. 3-1 as we're still hand fighting in the center circle. It's Jaden Dickerson of Shenandoah and Owen Hoover of Cam. This 175-pound finals match as Dickerson's got himself a single leg, switches off to a double, grabs the ankle. There's the takedown, And that might seal it here with a minute left to go. 5-1 in favor of Jaden Dickerson of Shenandoah. Hoover trying to go around behind, reversal, no good, as they're here on the edge of the mat. 50 seconds left to go. 5-1 still our score. They'll go out of bounds. We'll head back to center. Hoover on bottom, Dickerson on top. Hoover needs 4 to tie this one and send it to OT. Dickerson covers. Trying to step up, build a base. Roll through by Hoover. Isn't able to go back around. A nice tight waist to defend it is Dickerson. Just over 30 seconds left to wrestle in the third period. A 4-point lead for Jaden Dickerson. Hoover, not much movement. Again, that tight waist is locked up with an arm by Dickerson. Looking for a tilt, as he's not going to get it, but he's going to pressure Hoover almost on top of himself. Was dangerous there. 10 seconds left to go. Full back points would be shy of a bonus point victory. As a roll through by Hoover, not going to let any back points go, but it'll be Jaden Dickerson picking up the championship win at 175 pounds for Shenandoah.
Yeah, Austin, I was hoping for a little bit more out of Hoover in the long run, but at the same time competes with a very tough wrestler, Shenandoah, all the way. Over on the opposite side at 157 for the third place match, Milo Staver of Crescent currently up top of Kane Kilbritz of Winterset, 5-2, just 13 seconds remaining over there. So we'll see what happens down the line. A lot of blood timeouts over here for the third place match.
We've got 3 weight classes left for our championship bouts. So we're moving right along. The finals were set to start at 4 o'clock. We're 3 weight classes away from being done, and it's 4:45.
Right.
So we are running ahead of schedule. Starting us off at 190, it's Tate Hafner of Southwest Valley and Bryson Harris of Clarinda. 2 new schools here in the finals that we haven't seen quite yet tonight, and we're first time seeing them at 190 pounds. As a minute 40 left to go, just tie-ups here for these 2 190-pounders, Hafner and Harris. Has no shots yet. They're tied up once again here in the center circle. Not much moving here, just kind of back and forth. Russian tie by Harris of Clarinda. Trying to rotate around to that right leg of Hafner. Unable to rotate it there, just lets go of the tie. They'll spread back out and hand fight a little bit more. Collar tie for the both from Shrug by Harris. No shot out of it. Snap down, not gonna go anywhere. Strong neck and lower back by Hafner. Shot by Hafner, sprawled on by Harris. Go around behind, no, it'll be stood up, mid-go behind by Hafner. So nice defense by him. We stay zeros, just under 45 left to go in the first period. We are scoreless. As we've already got some other finals wrestlers warming up here alongside the mat, including Sorensen of Atlantic. He'll be a big one to watch as well. 20 seconds left to go in this first period at 190. Hafner, Harris. No points for them. Just a lot of tie-ups and hand fights and a lot of rotating around, which has been good defense for the both of these wrestlers. 13 seconds left to go in the first period. High crotch by Hafner right off the bat, but it'll be defended well. It's a headlock for Harris. He's got 5 seconds if he wants to do something, but holding on to the elbow. It's a cradle off your feet, but not enough time for Harris to run it through. If he runs that through, that might be a pin. So we know what he's going to go back to look for in the second period if they head back neutral. But it'll be Harris's choice. He will not defer. He will take down to start the second period in this scoreless 190-pound championship bout. We've seen a lot of these matchups go scoreless through these first periods and then open up extremely in the second and the third. So whether they start 0-0 we could still see bonus point victories in a lot of these matches here in the championship bouts.
Usually about 30 seconds into the second period, you're going to see the score change down the line.
As a quick breakdown of the base of Harris by Hafner, but Harris gets it right back. He's got a figure 4 in on the leg. He's trying to pressure and bring that arm back, but the strength by Harris to defend, he's trying to go around behind. Careful, but potentially dangerous here. As Harris has got an ankle, he's looking for the reversal. He's got his own leg lock as he's gonna reverse it on him, looking for a reverse cradle, not gonna get it. Roll through by Hafner, but it will be a takedown for Harris. But Hafner's fighting it off with his own leg. Harris still hasn't been able to really have control behind. He'll get it for the first time here after 30 seconds-ish of scrambling. A minute 12 left to go. Looking for the cradle, got too far out in front, I think, as Hafner's got a leg, but he'll break the grip, but now he's off to the side, drops to a single, knocks back down Hafner to the mat. 2-0 still our score, under a minute left to go in the second period. Again, I think the story of this one might be where the weight shifts when these guys are covering each other and whether or not reversals can come out of it, or maybe you reverse a pin move back on the other guy. 40 seconds left in the second period. Hafner fighting to his feet. Hasn't dropped down to a leg yet as Harris, he's wrapped around the body, pressuring him out of bounds. He'll trip him as they go out. No stall call there for trying to pressure him out, as it was a good forward trip by Harris. 32 seconds left on the clock. 2-0 is our score. Bryson Harris of Clarinda leading Tate Hafner of Southwest Valley. Tate Hafner ranked 12th in Class 1A at 190 pounds for Southwest Valley. Tries to roll through on the pressure, does Hafner, but Harris reads it well, lets him roll, and then covers once again, but back to his back is Hafner, but Harris is turned around. So Hafner's got a leg. He's got two legs. He's got a hold of both. Switches off to one as Harris is unable to go back around behind. Could be a huge opportunity with 10 seconds left in the second period for Hafner. Stands up to his feet. He still has that lock on that single leg. 3 seconds. Underhook in. The counting is an escape. No, time will expire. Southwest Valley was looking for it as well. It'll be Hafner's choice, as he'll take a moment for a breather, chooses neutral. Shaking his head, not sure if that's about maybe potential soreness, injury, or the not escape called there at the end of the period. It was very close. They had arms locked up, so a close one as time was expiring. And we'll stay neutral for this third period. Again, 2-0 still our score for Harris and Hafner. Harris of Clarinda leading. Tie-ups once again. We saw a lot of these in the first period. Double overs for Hafner, as he'll be pressured out of bounds. Looks like Harris is trying to jack him up. Throw, it'll be Hafner with the takedown. Tie that thing up as they'll go out of bounds at 190 pounds. 1:27 left on the clock in the third period.
Just a nice way to stay in bounds. Just kept both feet in, and then right next move, other foot goes out of bounds. You kind of get a reset here.
Dragging the toes like it's playoff football, as NFL playoffs going on right now. Texans, Ravens, Niners, Packers later tonight. A minute 20 left to go in the third period. 2-2 our score. We are having Hafner on top, but Harris is looking to come out and pop his head out and get a huge reversal here to break this match open. A minute 5 left to go. We could call stalemate, and there it is. A close one for Hafner. He was in dangerous territory, but was able to hold on and keep Harris out of the reversal. And Hafner, he's going to let Harris up. Instead of giving him the opportunity for a reversal and let him ride out the wind, he's letting him up, give him the escape. Now see if he can get a takedown to take a 1-point lead with a minute left to go here in the third period. Again, this is our 190-pound championship bout, shot by Hafner. As it'll be a headlock in for Harris. We saw him try to hit this throw earlier in the first period before the time expired, where we thought he might get the pin if he has 10 more seconds, but it'll be a takedown for Harris. 39 seconds left to go. 5-2 the lead for Bryson Harris of Clarinda. As Hafner down to his belly, 27 left to go. A lot of blood time still happening in our third place matches. Might be the bloodiest matches here of the tournament, and they've all been third place matches. 15 seconds left in our championship at 190. Hafner escaped. Takedown. Are they going to give it to him? No. Harris pops out. They'll give him 5 seconds, but it'll be a 5-3 victory for Harris. Hafner had it there on the bottom, just unable to keep Harris down and control it for the escape and reversal. So it'll be Bryson Harris of Clarinda taking the championship at 190.
Wow, what a match over there. And we've got a pretty good match here at 165 for the third place match. It's currently 7-2 Woodruff and Rystrom of Clarinda and Shenandoah. Currently in a blood timeout over there in the third place match. So Austin and I are going to start wrestling up here in the Crow's Nest and give you some action up here.
There we go. It might actually get us a second match going at the same time. I already know what move I would pull as well. I think either blast double or what we used to call a cow catch back at North Lynn. A nice little throw that's quite fun.
I don't want to know what
either
one of those are. That sounds painful.
Good.
Oh.
Minute 45 left to go in our championship bout at 2:15. Ashton Honnold of Nottoway Valley and Jaden Cooper of Winterset. Honnold ranked number 5 at 2:15 in Class 1A. Jaden Cooper ranked number 7 in Class 2A. 2:15 had 4 ranked wrestlers coming into this tournament. The second most out of all classes. The one with the most, 285. We'll see them up next. Right now, we've got 1:08 left. Not many shots here in this first period of 2:15 championship. Now down to 1 minute in the first period. A lot of collar ties. It's Honnold just trying to get something, and Cooper just really kind of showing off muscle and just defending and keeping strong arms and forcing kind of almost stalemates here on your feet. You can't really have stalemates on your feet, but that's basically what he's trying to do, just extend that arm and hold him off and not let him really shrug by, get down to his legs, wherever it may be. As Honnold's really controlling this inner circle with 30 seconds left to go in this first period. Not much action between these two so far. A lot more feet movement by Honnold as they just kind of stalk back and forth on each other. They'll tie up again. It's a collar tie for Honnold. He'll try to snap down, but again, he'll drop down, sweep single back the other way, try to suck him down to the mat. Everybody, no, we're still in bounds. It'll be a single leg held up by Cooper. 5 seconds left to go. Tries for the trip on Honnold as they're going out of bounds. Nothing. They'll call Cooper with, I believe, a knee out of bounds. No, they'll call it because Honnold came actually off the entire mat, not just out of bounds. He was down onto the hardwood of the basketball and into the managers and cheerleaders. So they'll call it that way and call it out of bounds. No takedown as we head to the second.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I thought for a second, even Winterset's head coach kind of looking over like, what do you mean? And then he said hardwood, and he went, okay, we're going to move on. We don't want anyone to get injured.
Don't want that. I've seen wrestlers come close to the bleachers on that far side. As you can see him on there where our fans are sitting here in this one as a lift and return from Cooper on Honnold. But yeah, I've seen blast doubles go from the edge of the mat all the way out there because they slide on the hardwood and off the edge of the mat. So you get a hard shot there on the edge, those referees try to jump in there and save stuff. But it becomes even more dangerous when they're over here by the tables, the cheerleaders, and the managers. So something to watch for. As Honnold gets the escape here, he's up now 1-0 on Cooper of Winterset. 2 ranked wrestlers at 2:15 here to sum up the championship match at the 69th annual John J. Harris Wrestling Tournament. I'm Austin West, joined by Zach Collins. 1:15 left here in this second period. And if I had to guess, we're not going to see much action until the last 15 seconds of this period, kind of the same as we saw in the first period. Just kind of a duck under a tie attempt, a little bit of a slap by Cooper as Honnold's just kind of ducking underneath him like a boxer. As they'll tie up double unders for Hondo. Honnold will get that in there as loses double under, gets him back, trying to jack him up, doesn't get it, loses one, keeps the other in, has wrist control. He can drop down to the single leg, tries to, but it'll be Cooper pulling it back. Cooper drops down, tries for the single leg, and they'll drive each other out of bounds. We'll stay neutral. 32 seconds left, a little more action than I thought we'd see with this much time left in the period. We're still neutral. It is a 1-0 score in favor of Honnold of Nottoway Valley versus Cooper of Winterset at 2:15. As they'll stand up, catch a breather there mid-match. You see a little bit of that once you get to the bigger guys. 15 seconds left to go. This is where the action usually starts. This is where we saw it in the first period. Tie-ups, they're looking a little bit more active here. Double leg, blast double, runs through him, but they'll go straight out of bounds. It was Honnold on the shot. 5 seconds left to go, and exactly that's probably the biggest shot we've seen all period. As another shot attempt by Cooper, a weak one there to end the period, just kind of dropped to a knee and swung an arm out to see what the defense would show from Honnold, and a nice sprawl there as it's 1-0 in favor of Ashton Honnold of Nottoway Valley over Jaden Cooper of Winterset in our 2:15 championship match. As the third period will start with Cooper on bottom, Honnold on top. They're already to their feet, not quite neutral, but they are standing up. Weight too far out ahead for Honnold, and that'll be an escape early for Cooper. So tie this thing up at 1 apiece, and the ankle band will come off, and we'll get a time called by the official. You don't see that very often when the strap is loose down there. We'll get it there. Maybe since it was still attached, it could be a tripping hazard. It could slide underneath the shoe. Whatever it may be. 1:33 left to go. We're tied at 1 here in this third period at 215 pounds. As it'll just be a lot of hand fighting here between these two, as we've seen a lot of this match go. Tries for a single, pulls it back. Does Honnold. Cooper trying to fight it off. Over-unders for both of them. Tied up, underhook in, a little bit more of an elbow tie actually than an overhook on the other side for Honnold. As he's trying to kind of move that arm up, not much action between these two, just trying to pressuring into each other, looking for a throw. Honnold went to swing him by, but he's on the edge, and Cooper's strong enough to stay on his feet, so they'll go out of bounds. Just under a minute left to wrestle here in the third period. Next point does practically win it the way this match has gone. Takedown will win it, and we've seen escapes quickly, but that's still a 1-point match. Another throw attempt, but Cooper's arm slides out as they'll double unders their way out of bounds. So this pressure happens late as they start to get to the edge of the match, end of the mat, excuse me, as they just, again, they want to have the no risk type of throw. If they get caught, they're out of bounds. If they're able to keep their feet in, it's a good throw. That's a big takedown to maybe win this match. As we're under 30 seconds to go, still tied at 1. Again, we haven't seen the big shots. We saw the big blast double at the end of the second period from Honnold. Might see that again here. They're in the center circle. This is where we want them. There's the double, but it's well defended and expected by Cooper. So it's over-unders once again, looking for throws. Double unders for Honnold. Cooper's pressuring himself out of bounds, pulling back. 4 seconds left to go. Shucked by nothing for these two as they go out of bounds. As they'll call 1 second left. Is that what he's trying to say? No, he was saying 1 minute. I thought he was trying to put a second back on the clock. But no, it'll be 1 minute. We're going into overtime. Takedown wins it here at 2:15. They've got a minute to score it. It's taken them 6 minutes to score it, and they haven't scored one yet. I'm not sure another minute will help them. We might send this to the double and triple overtime.
This is a big one right here. This is the match that you've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen.
Already 30 seconds expired in this overtime. No shot. First shot is Cooper for a single leg. Dropping down is Honnold on the defense. He's lifting it, but Cooper's running out of bounds. Honnold tries to stay in, but he'll step out. Cooper's got to be careful. They'll knock him for stalling if he keeps backing up like that. Has 20 seconds left in this overtime period. Not even an arm's reach of each other right now in this inner circle. They might just ride this 14 seconds out and go to see who can escape and who can't. Has looked like an escape there by Honnold. Blast double unders, 3 seconds. They'll tie it out of overtime as kind of expected here the way this match has gone. So we'll head to double overtime. Green's choice. It'll be Jaden Cooper of Winterset choosing bottom. Again, if Cooper does get out, Honnold will have a chance to answer if no other points are scored in third one. Honnold slips over the top. It'll be a reversal for Cooper as they'll go out of bounds and they'll give Honnold the escape. So give it 7 seconds off the clock. And we've got ourselves still a 1-point match, and we are neutral as Honnold tried the ankle pick early. Not a bad idea, but it's still 3-2 our score. 20 seconds left here at 2:15. 15 seconds left to go. Might just ride this one out to get Honnold on bottom, see if he can tie it with an escape, and then once again, takedown wins it.
Right.
Or stalling if we see that for either of these two, but it's been close. So now it's gonna be Honnold. Gotta choose bottom, you're down by 1. 30 seconds to escape. 30 seconds to possibly decide this 2:15 match. Cooper, pressure early, both guys standing up. A lot of weight down by Cooper. Cooper will drop to a single leg. Honnold trying to fight it off, tilt back. It's Honnold taking Cooper to his back, but no, they will give him the escape. Right on the edge of the mat, tie this thing up. It is 3-3, gotta fix the scoreboard as they marked the wrong one, because that's the official's fault, it's not the scoreboard.
Right.
He marked green first. And so we are neutral, 3-3, under 20 left to go. Takedown wins it once again. Otherwise, we go to sudden death. As we'll tie up 10 seconds. I think we're going to sudden death. 5 seconds left to go. Shot by Honnold, drive him out of bounds. 2 seconds on the clock. As again, we saw the ankle pick off the whistle from Honnold. We won't get it here. And time will expire. Give us sudden death. So what'll happen here, it'll be Red's choice. He's gonna choose bottom. So for those that don't know, we've got 30 seconds. If Cooper can hold Honnold on bottom, he wins. If Honnold gets out, he wins.
Wow.
And that's what it's gonna come down to. 25 seconds left, locked on a leg. Body lock by Cooper trying to suck him back. Honnold trying to run away, he's got a headlock. Lift him up, break away, runs out of bounds. Locked on a leg was Cooper though. No escape for Honnold. 15 seconds left to go and we're back to the center. That could be huge. We'll get a caution on Cooper of Winterset. Started early, 15 seconds. Stand up right away, Honnold, suck back, he's got him on his back, reversal. Takedown, looking for back points, and he'll roll through. Honnold will get the reversal. 8 seconds left in sudden death. And that'll end the 2:15 matchup. Nottoway Valley's Ashton Honnold takes this one over Jaden Cooper of Winterset. A tough, low-action start to the match, to say the least. Has not many shots through regulation. And just a crazy finish to end it as we move to our final championship match of the night. It's the hometown hero for Atlantic, Evan Sorensen, versus Max Chapman of Creston. 285, our final championship bout. Shot by Sorensen, he's got a single leg. He is out slightly outsized here by Max Chapman of Creston. Creston ranked 9th. Well, Chapman of Creston ranked 9th in Class 2A. Sorensen of Atlantic ranked 5th. A minute 40 left to go. Underhook over, high crotch attempted by Sorensen. Cradle locked up by Chapman on Sorensen. Sorensen fighting it off. No movement yet, 1:30. Still on their feet. Sorensen still able to fight the pressure of the cradle, pushing back into him. As 1:20, we'll take a quick 10-second break for legal ID. We're back with you here. Sorensen now on top. He broke the cradle, and he's got the takedown. The first points of the match with under 55 left to go in the first period. Watch for Evan Sorensen to go for the far side cradle. He's hit it all day long and all tournament long. 40 seconds left to wrestle in the first period. Roll through over top by Chapman. Doesn't get the go behind for the reversal, but he will get the escape. Make it 2-1 with 30 seconds left to wrestle in the first period. They're neutral, 20 seconds left to go. It's Sorensen, the clear undersized guy in this match against Max Chapman. If I had to guess, Chapman's got at least 5 pounds, if not 10, on Sorensen. 5 seconds left in our first period. Shot by Sorensen, a high crotch, as time will expire. And it's 2-1 in favor of Evan Sorensen of Atlantic. A big thing Atlantic Wrestling's talked about this year is conditioning. So we'll see if Evan Sorensen's can outlast Max Chapman if this thing has to go all the way to the end of regulation. Chapman chooses bottom. Sorensen gonna cover. We'll start this second period. Sorensen trying to break down Chapman. Looked for the cradle early. It didn't look like he had the pressure to really look for that quite yet, as he's getting a little high up on the shoulders of Chapman, a little nervous if you're the Atlantic coaching staff for Sorensen. He's got a crossface, no, loses the crossface. Hangs over top. That's a dangerous spot for Sorensen to be as a stand-up for Chapman. Looking for the escape. Just over 1:30. Lift and return for Sorensen, trying to step back over. Trying to reverse his Chapman. They've got each other tied up over the heads. Looking for a headlock. Are both wrestlers. Sorensen controls, but the arm, still controlled by Chapman. Uh-oh, he could push Sorensen over his shoulder. He's looking for the reversal. He's got a head. No, loses it. So Sorensen keeps control. Very dangerous for Sorensen there against Chapman. Just over a minute left to go. And Chapman down to his belly, under a minute. 2-1 still our score. This one has come close between these two. A crossface heavied in by Sorensen, looking for the cradle. Shucked off is Sorensen stand-up, looking for a standing cradle. Pushes him to the ground. Back points on Sorensen. Chapman's picking him up. It's now a takedown for him. 3-2, no back points. 30 seconds left, unless they are going to give him back points here. They will give back points. So Chapman takes a lead, 5-2, with under 30 seconds left to go. As I think they're trying to clarify the school to see if it was an escape and then a takedown versus just a reversal for Chapman. As he now leads 5-2 as he's on top. 26 seconds left in the second period. As Sorensen trying to make a base and hobble away from Chapman, but the weight of Chapman, a lot of pressure down on the mid-back of Sorensen. 10 seconds left to go in the second period. Again, Chapman leads by 3, 5-2. This is our final championship bout at 285 here from John J. Harris, as time will expire in the second period.
Wow. I mean, it's just kind of a little bit of a difference here. As you said, Sorensen maybe not as on the heavy side as Chapman. Chapman kind of just winning the weight battle there. Able to hold Sorensen down to the mat a little bit longer, but we head to the third period here of our last match.
As will be Sorensen on bottom, Chapman on top. Quick escape for Sorensen. Make it 5-3, under 3 seconds escape for Sorensen. 2-point match. Takedown will tie it for Sorensen. As they're tied up again, single leg, high crotch for Sorensen. Unable to drive through, the weight heavy on Sorensen's head. As sprawling as Chapman go around behind. Not gonna get there for Chapman as Sorensen was standing up. No, they will give it to him, and they'll give Sorensen the escape, so make it 7-4 now. So a 3-point match in favor of Max Chapman of Creston. High crotch single once again for Sorensen. He's got a lock on a leg, but again, the pressure of Chapman go around behind, give him the takedown. I think this is where Sorensen, being an underweight 285-pounder, comes to hurt him. A minute left in the third period. Chapman leads 9-4. Escape for Sorensen, 9-5 now to go. Just over 50 seconds left in the third period. Underhook, Sorensen, double under, Sorensen. Looking for a trip, throw by for Chapman. Looking to lock up Sorensen onto his back. He's pressuring in. No looks yet, no takedown. If Sorensen can pop his head out, he's got a takedown. Just over 30, it'll be a takedown. There's Sorensen's head. Pops it out, 30 seconds, a 2-point match. 9-7, Sorensen back out in front. Looking maybe for a tilt from the front or a throw from his knees. 18 left to go, 2-point match on the edge of the mat. Reverse cradle, looks like it's locked up by Sorensen. No, the grip will be broken. Trying to shake him off is Chapman, 5 seconds left. Not enough time for Sorensen, trying to run something, but Chapman too strong down low, and it'll be an upset. At 285, the 9-ranked wrestler, Max Chapman of Creston, upsets number 5 in Class 2A of Evan Sorensen of Atlantic.
Wow, what a match we got there at 285. You can't ask for anything better than to finish out the finals, and with that one right there, you're Evan Sorensen, but he is able to kind of make it here. And you said it yourself, kind of outsized here in this case.
Yeah, really outside, so a lot of pressure on him when he was trying to take those shots. When you have the weight on you like that, it's a tough way to go, especially since he's already undersized. We're past winter break, and it's 2 extra pounds after winter break, so it gives you an even bigger one. Looking at it right now, we've got our 285 third place match on our screen. Might as well call it. It's Peyton Jacoby of ACGC and Joel Cooper of Panorama.
Actually, this one's going to be Trent Warner of Nottoway Valley coming up here.
I was looking at my sheet, and I read the top 6 place match as well.
Oh, you're fine.
Cooper. I thought Jacoby was the top of the 4th. But yeah, Trayton Warner of Nottoway Valley, Peyton Jacoby of ACGC. We'll get started. Might as well call it. It's here. Can't complain about that at all as they're tied up here. We'll take any more wrestling we can get. Just keep calling wrestling. We don't always get the chance to call the finals very often. 20 seconds into this first period, not much happening. A lot of tie-ups for these 2 heavyweights. Again, just kind of rotating in that inner circle. And a lot of hand fighting, a lot of collar ties, look for wrists. No shots yet by either one of these guys. But sometimes that's what you get with a lot of heavyweights. They just try to play the upper body game and see what can happen. That's one of the differences we see with Sorensen. Sorensen took way more shots than Chapman in that last one, a lot of high crotch singles. But again, the outsize might, again, just be the problem for him this season.
The thing about these two is they've taken on each other once already this season. So these are 2 guys that know each other very well, 2 local guys, ACGC, Nottoway Valley, not too far away. And, man, they're already going at it.
As over, but it'll be a collapse by Jacoby. And it'll be Warner falling on top of him for the takedown as they go out of bounds. 2-0 now our score in favor of Warner. 34 left to wrestle in the first period.
Over in our other match on the opposite end at 2:15, Carson, Donnie Clorinda, and Cole Binding of Clark tied up at 2-all here in the second period. Just about a minute remains.
We get going again here with this third place matchup at 285. 25 seconds left. Jacoby looking for an escape. Trying to peel the hands, lift and return, no good. Jacoby skips away for the escape. 2-1 our score, 15 seconds left to wrestle in the first period. As 8 seconds left, they'll tie up once again. While they do that, we'll take a look at our team scores right now. It's looking like Creston is gonna take this team title. But it looks like, I'm trying to see what our wrestlers are over here. I'm not seeing an Earlham wrestler.
Nope, we've got Clorinda Clark on the opposite mat that's not on your screen if you're watching on Western Iowa Today TV. We've got ACGC and Nottoway Valley on your screen if you're watching. And if you're not, well, you can still join us.
Absolutely, as the second period will get started. Lift and return for Jacoby on Warner, back to the mat. But that means with no Earlham wrestlers left, Atlantic has claimed the second place spot for the team score with 141 points. Earlham is in third with 139 points. Shenandoah in fourth with 137. As an escape for Warner of Nottoway Valley, makes it 3-1 in favor of Warner. Jacoby of ACGC just 1 point off the escape in the first period. A minute 20 left in the second. As a lot of tie-ups here, kind of similar to our 2:15 matchup that we saw earlier in our championship bouts. A minute left to go here in this one. Taking a look at our team scores still, fifth place is Winterset with 116 points. Sixth place, Missouri Valley, 101.5 points. Seventh place, Riverside with 100.5 points. 99 points in eighth place is Clorinda, as action suddenly started picking up there at 285. Third place matchup right there towards the edge of the mat with 45 left to go. Still 3-1 in favor of Warner. In ninth place for team scores, it's Washington with 92 points. 10th place, Nottoway Valley with 89, looking to maybe add some more on here with Warner at third place. Could be enough to tie him with Washington or even jump them in the standings. Also fighting for a top spot, it's ACGC in 11th with 76 points. 12th place, Panorama with 64. 13th place, Southwest Valley with 63. 14th place tie is Clark and Wayne with 55 apiece. In 16th, it's Lennox with 53. 17th is Tri-Center Neola with 38. 18th, Central Decatur with 36. Mount Air with 34.5. And 19th, Centerville in 20th with 34. 21st is Southwest Iowa with 32.5. Red Oak in 22nd place with 29 points. Cam in 23rd with 27. Denison and Griswold tied for 24th with 7 apiece. Bedford in 26th with 4. And East Mills in 27th with 0. As here in the third period, it'll be an escape for Jacoby. 3-2 takedown could win it for either guy here, but we've only seen one, and that was way back in the first period. 1:30 left to go in this third place matchup, third period. Leading by 1 is Warner of Nottoway Valley over Jacoby of ACGC. Tied up once again, collar ties for both these guys. Try to get some snap downs. Jacoby looking more for over-unders and maybe some throws. Tied up once again here on the edge of the center circle. Trying to push each other off and try to find the better tie and control here on the inside. Under a minute left to go, 52 seconds left. Warner again leading by 1, 3-2 over Jacoby. Again, not much action here in the center circle. 40 seconds left to wrestle. A slow-paced third place match, as we've had blood times and all the crazier things happening over on the other mat, and we get a third place match over on the championship match, and it's one of the slower ones. It's going to come down to a tight decision. 20 seconds left to go. Warner still up by one. Shot by Jacoby. He's got a single leg. He's locked. He's just got to lift it. Ankle grabbed by Warner. He's lost the grip. Has Jacoby on the leg. Locks it back up. 5 seconds left to wrestle. Trying to rotate around. There's a crossface from Warner. Trying to fight it off, and time will expire. So Warner of Nottoway Valley will win by 1 over Jacoby of ACGC. And that'll round out our tournament of John J. Harris, the 69th annual. I'm Austin West, Zach Collins alongside me. And so we took a look at those team scores already. Again, the top 5. Creston in first with 205. Atlantic in second with 141.5. Earlham in third with 139 even. Fourth place, Shenandoah with 137 even. And fifth place, Winterset with 116. But we did see Nottoway Valley will tie it up in 9th with Washington. They'll both have 92, so that'll be a big one. Other areas, schools, Riverside in 7th with 100.5. Clarinda in 8th with 99 even. ACGC in 11th with 76. Southwest Valley in 13th with 63. Looking down the line, Red Oak in 22nd with 29. Cam in 23rd with 27. Griswold in 24th, tied with 7 points. That'll do it for John J. Harris here as well, as we do also have Elvis Haas in your corner all throughout the tournament, and that means the match of the meet here. Zach, which one are you choosing for that?
You know, in terms of our finals matches, we're just going to pick from that, because if we're to pick from all of our matches, there'd be like about 23 of them that I pick from.
Yep.
So I'm going to take out of our finals, I'm going to take the 215 with Ashton Huddle of Nottoway Valley and Cooper of Winterset in that competition. I mean, that one just went all the way down to the wire. Those guys are going back and forth at it. I mean, went down to sudden death. Never really seen anything like that before in terms of my skill of watching wrestling before, seeing everything in wrestling. And you don't get it very often. I mean, it's something that's kind of not a consistent thing down the line. And Honnold able to take a win. Ashton Honnold, very good wrestler. Big win for him. And congratulations for taking that first place match. That was definitely my Elvis Haas State Farm match of the night.
And we've seen a lot of sudden deaths actually in this tournament. I've seen more in this tournament than I've seen over my entire high school career, so that was crazy to see here today. But mine, I'm throwing it all the way back. The first finals match of the night, 106, Tate Jordan of Atlantic, Max Milage of Erlin. A ranked matchup to start the finals off, and it was close all the way down to the wire. Not a better way to start it, I think, than that one. Evan Sorenso, though, a close second for me in that 285 matchup. Again, just a little outmatched in that one. But I think that's my Elvis Haas State Farm match of the meet. Again, Elvis Haas State Farm always in your corner. You know, us tonight as we say so long from the John J. Harris tournament, and we hope that you tune in to KSOM and Western Iowa Today TV on Monday, as we will be live from Missouri Valley at Audubon Boys Basketball. Zach's going to take over the play-by-play. I'll be back on color with the pregame show starting at 6:55. And we want to give a quick thanks to all our sponsors who made last night and tonight's broadcast possible, including Brockner Carnes & Carnes, Cass Health, Riggs Ag Services, Anita Supply Center, Hummel Insurance, Rancho Grande, 2nd Street Auto, Steinseed, Principal Financial Group, Ziegler, Iowa Western Community College, Elvis Haas State Farm, Community Insurance, Brumley Supplies, Griswold Communications, Union State Bank, Newman Body Shop, S&B Feed Yard, Cumberland Telephone, Mertz Welding, Atlantic Ag and Auto, McCunn Specialty Firearms, Morrison Seed, Messina Telephone, Lyman Ag Supply, and Farmers Lumber. This broadcast has been an exclusive presentation of Meredith Communications, and any reproduction, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Meredith Communications is prohibited. The general manager of Meredith Communications is Bill Saluk, and the sports director of KSOM is Zach Collins. I'm Austin West. Thank you for listening to another presentation of Western Iowa Today TV and KSOM and KS 95.7 Wrestling, powered by Nishanet for our live stream. Enjoy your weekend, stay safe, and good night from the 69th annual John J. Harris, granddaddy of them all, wrestling tournament in Corning, Iowa.
That was another presentation of KSOM Sports on 96.5 FM. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Meredith Communications is prohibited. KSOM Sports thanks you for listening to this broadcast as we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming on 96.5 KSOM.
This is Lee Sadoff with Lyman Ag Supply. When you partner with Lyman Ag for your fields, you'll experience our seedsmanship at work. Jim Swanson and I are committed to working with you through year-round customized service. We are committed to your success. It starts with placing products to perform, extends to evaluating crop development throughout the season, and continues well after harvest into planning for next year. Expert advice, customized service, and elite products. We're Lyman Ag Supply, and our goal is your profitability. Give us